want the silverware from this ICC Men's T20 World Cup Asia, East Asia Pacific Qualifier. But they are both off to the big dance in February in India and Sri Lanka. They've taken the 18th and the 19th spots. Still a lot of uncertainty as to where that third and final, and indeed the 20th and final for the entire tournament spot will go. But for now, it's all about Sampal Kami to Jatinder Singh. Jatinder Singh only plays in one manner in the power play. Paresh, this will be fast and furious to get the chase going of 152. Helps that away into the leg side. The first runs of the chase. Just got a little bit of the atmosphere out there, and certainly it's a festive atmosphere, isn't it? Both sets of fans celebrating pretty hard this evening.
Qualified and went to the finals, played the finals. It was a super over that Oman beat Nepal.
Guided into the offside, and Gulshan Jha will do the fielding. For any other team in this competition, on a good surface, you'd probably think Nepal well under par, but because of how well they field, and how well they've bowled in stages and patches and phases of this tournament.
Tried to use the power play.
Pulled in the air, but shy of the mid-on fielder. Immediately you're seeing the difference. In the first innings that would have been a single. But Oman have right.
Sampal Kami with 3 dot balls and a single in this over, the first one.
Straight to Dipender Singh Airi. Surely we're not going to see another direct hit run out this evening, are we? Because Oman aren't going to allow that opportunity, you would imagine. Wave scores 14-6, 5, 18, 5. So a bit of a lack of runs. He's never opened the batting before. Is that the solution for him? We'll have to wait and see, but it's a very...
With the new ball, still no Lalit Rajbanshi, so no option for the left armour. That was a fantastic piece of innovation. An outstanding stroke is going to fly all the way for 6. He was looking to ramp it over the leg side, but the last second readjusted, just opened up his arms, and this is a majestic cricket stroke.
Yeah, he played 2 shots in one ball there, tried to
He's just maybe strained it again. As a consequence, he's probably going to attack even more so, not try to run a lot. So every ball is being...
After that 6 good comeback deliveries by Nandan Yadav, 3 dot balls.
Nicely played. Might not quite have the pace to get to the rope. In fact, Airi looks like he's quicker than the ball, and incredibly, they only run a single. That shows how much Jatinder Singh is struggling between the wickets. And this will be a...
He is not 100%. He's struggling out there, Jatinder Singh.
Big factor if you can't run your runs. All of a sudden you need to find a lot of boundaries. Oh, right on the money, but maybe an inside edge. Yadav was convinced, but the umpire immediately walked away. 2 overs bowled, 8 for none. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it was a big inside edge. Good decision by the umpire. You can see the deflection.
Deep backward square leg. One on the off, one on the leg. Singh clubs it down the ground. Such a dangerous striker of the cricket ball here in the power play, and that soars into the night sky for 6.
It was overpitched by Sampal Kami. It didn't try to hit it hard, just timed it.
Here, don't you? It's probably out there, putting his body on the line. The problem is, in the first innings, that would have been 1. Now, obviously, because Airi's hovering in there, I've even chance of a quick single being attempted by Jatinder Singh.
That is how smart these fielders are from Nepal, recognizing that the batsman is not going to run a single.
Very good game awareness, Paresh. Yeah, you're spot on. Dipender Singh Airi, he's never going to drop that. Oh, and there's a lovely celebration. It's the Buddha Zen. Of course, the birthplace of Gautam Buddha himself, and I think that's what Sampal Kami says. Singh Airi takes the catch, and then Kami says, "That was my celebration."
Yes, a very subdued celebration by Sampal Kami, just sitting there like a Buddha. This is a big, big wicket for Nepal. Jatinder Singh, who's hit 2 sixes already.
Well, keep your eyes here. If we stick with this replay, and hopefully we can come back to Sampal Kami. There he is. Look at that. Well, the sitting Buddha, it symbolises tranquility, enlightenment and inner peace. Kami's got plenty of that down in Lumbini. He's lucky enough to be brought down there for a visit, and it is sensational. You have to go and visit the beauty of that birthplace if you can. As Kami hits back of a length, a very good close out to the third over. Fans on the top deck not enjoying that, but the Nepal fans loving every second.
अनि अपडेट्स छिट्टै पाउनु हुनेछ हाम्रो पेजमा लेट्स सपोर्ट टिम नेपाल टुगेदर
just massaging his chest. It was a short ball, a good bumper by Nandan Yadav into the body of the batsman Kushal Burtel. After taking catch like he always does, kisses the ball. Torrid time in the middle comes to an end for Mirza.
Yeah, he's gone for 4. It's 21 for 2. Well, the atmosphere is ramping up in a big way. Getting very raucous out there, Paresh, I must say. You can understand emotions riding high in terms of jubilance. These two teams off to the T20 World Cup. It's going to be a third ever appearance for Nepal in the T20 World Cup, and a fourth in their history for Oman, fourth since 2016, their debut. Amir Kaleem to the crease. Oh, maybe a bit harsh, that one being given as a wide. Yadav wants another look at that.
Yadav not pleased with the decision of the wide. It was slightly inside the line, but the umpire is the umpire.
Yeah, maybe a little bit harsh on the bowler. Amir Kaleem in at 4. He's tended to open the batting throughout this competition, or bat at number 3, so a little bit of a change in the order. Somebody's got to step up and get these runs for Oman. Who's it going to be? Singh's back in the hutch critically for Nepal. Slower ball, great skills. You have to say Nandan Yadav has not been perfect in this tournament, but he has shown throughout as to why he is rated so highly by Stuart Law.
Yeah, he mixes his pace. This time around it was an off cutter that he bowled. The ball not bouncing as much as the batsman expected. Kaleem yet to open his account, whereas Aryan Best already on 2 of 2. This is turning out to be a long over from Nandan Yadav.
Has bowled a few wides. It's been maybe the one weak point of his series, but his good stuff has been very good. As Lokesh Bam usually has the gloves on, he fields well at backward points. Nepal hunting like tigers in a... And he was kind and generous to us in terms of his knowledge about the West Indies team.
Hello सबैलाई नेपाली क्रिकेटलाई अगाडि बढाउन तपाईको सानो साथ चाहिन्छ फलो गर्दिनु न है न्यूज रिल्स अनि अपडेट्स छिट्टै पाउनु हुनेछ हाम्रो पेजमा लेट्स सपोर्ट टिम नेपाल टुगेदर.
And Shea Hope stood up in the second innings of that final test, and just like that, straight off to the Women's World Cup. The most in-demand commentator in the world, and you can understand why. Really added to that Unity Cup, I felt. As this one's driven, beats Irie cover, so they'll get home for the single. Now, someone's just tweeted me saying, at Cricket Badge, imagine you asked Sampal Kami after the game and he said it was a tribute to Haaland rather than Lord Buddha. Just shy of Mohammed Adil Alam. I presume that refers to Haaland, the Man City. I'm not a big football man, but I know what's his name. What's his first name? The Man City forward. Erling Haaland, is it? I'm not a big football man myself. Paresh, do you like your football?
Yes, I do. I go through every
हेलो सबैलाई नेपाली क्रिकेटलाई अगाडि बढाउन तपाईको सानो साथ चाहिन्छ फलो गर्दिनु न है न्यूज रिल्स अनि अपडेट्स छिट्टै पाउनु हुनेछ हाम्रो पेजमा लेट्स सपोर्ट टिम नेपाल टुगेदर.
Cut that off. It was very well judged. Yeah, apparently he started it at Borussia Dortmund with his Zen celebration. I think Sampal Kami and Lord Buddha did it better. But then again, I'm a bit biased towards the cricketers and in general over the footballers. Those footballers, they've too much money, Paresh.
Sompal Kami, he has different celebrations. Sometimes he takes off his boots.
Do you remember that one? He took the boot off and made a phone call. Loves the chainsaw as well. Gets the chainsaw out, the Brett Lee. Bowling with good pace here. Just getting it to skid on. These pitches in Oman, they've really suited Sampal Kami. That's why he's held the sway over his great pal Karan KC, who's yet to play in this tournament.
Yeah, Karan KC, a great servant of the game for Nepal. Very experienced. The eldest guy in the side. Hasn't got a match.
And he'll be as happy as anyone. The team have done the business. Now, Irie has a bit of a foot race with Lokesh Bam, but Bam is always going to win it. Pick up a couple. Really good start from Sampal Kami. He's been very difficult to get away. He's got 1 for 13. Oman are 27 for 2. Contest and one of those up and the quickness of the release. Kaleem just won as an inside edge saves. Aryan Bisht, Mohamed Nadeem, the new man to the crease. That one name, there's 3 words. It's dependent, close and personal. God-given gifts. He's low to the ground. As a consequence, alongside those fast twitch forwards.
Stop overpaying your broker.
Tingle away with run. 2 big sixes for him and then got out. This one's a good shot by the batter there, inside out, playing over extra cover. Kushal Burtel, the catch taker of Nandan Yadav. And lastly, Dipender Singh Airi of his own bowling creates the 5th direct hit run out in 5 matches.
Well, it's just different gravy, different level, different quality, and the whole world is going to have their attention as he has a change of ends from where he's bowled throughout the tournament. Powdle slightly fumbles, but it doesn't cost the single. He's got the new style, the headband on, and after what was, well, we don't quite know exactly what happened last month. A strange old month, obviously, for so many reasons. A tragic month for Nepal, but Lamachani, who didn't play any of the 3 games against the West Indies, bounced back with a bang. No single there to Irie, and that was maybe his best ever spell in T20 international cricket 2 days ago that has helped Nepal qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, his best figures. That was a googly ball by Sandeep Lamachani. Comes after the power play, 7th over.
Yeah, it's a very difficult position for Mohamed Nadeem. He is a living legend of the game here in Oman, there's no doubt about that. Debuted at the age of 31, had retired, of course, and gone heavily into coaching, was regularly looking after the kids and the younger players in the indoor centre here at the Oman Cricket Academy, and very happy to be doing so. And then with the player turnover, Duleep Mendes went back to one of his main men and said, Nadeem bhai, I know you're 42 at this stage, but I need you back. And he's come back and had really good success. For me, he's often underused with the ball. He always delivers well with the ball. Generally been in good form with the bats. Scores of 36, 21, 28 and 14 in recent times. But he doesn't do it particularly quickly in terms of his strike rate. So as a consequence, dot balls here are going to really start to escalate that scoreboard pressure, Paresh.
It is only 2 runs of this over so far. Sandeep Lamachani mixing his pace, bowling a bit quicker, back of the length, bowling those googlies that he bowls to the right-hander. This time around, quicker one again. At the end of
it's proper. He did bowl in the warm-ups, remember. We're going to see Kushal Mallow with the ball, 2 right-handers at the crease, and I like this move from Rohit Powdle. Probably just trying to give his young all-rounder who's under a bit of pressure, not in the runs, give him a bit of something to enjoy with the ball. He's a very clever and canny left arm spinner. Gulshan Jah does well. Saves 2 runs in the deep, but a good arm to go alongside it. Opportunity for Mala to get into the game and impact it. Talk about legacy, Mohammed Nadeem's importance for Oman in international cricket. There's every chance, particularly with the form of Sampal Kami, as Mala shows a great spirit of cricket, to tie Bisht's shoelace for him. Kami could become the first Nepali cricketer to represent Nepal in 3 World Cups.
Yes, he can be the first one in 2014. He was a young fellow, 17 or 18 years of age.
That would be an incredible achievement, wouldn't it, for Sampal Kami?
Yes, it would be. Playing 3 World Cups for your country.
Yeah, I think for me, Kami's legacy, a young kid, a greenhorn really, Paresh, wasn't he, back in 2014 with all the legends, Basanta Regmi, Paras Kadka. Shakti Gauchan, of course, whose celebrations lit up the tournament in the preliminary stages. But he'll be, even though he's only in and around 30, he'll be a bit of a veteran of this team, won't he? One of the most experienced ones in the squad that could go to India and Sri Lanka. Obviously he's got to stay fit, but you'd imagine he'll be one of the first names in the squad if Nepal, all going well, get placed down in India or Sri Lanka, wherever they go. Karen KC the same, led by Rohit Paudel. It's a pretty settled squad. There's probably question marks over, I don't know, maybe a handful, 3 or 4 of the squad in terms of really the bench players who might come in and out, but you would imagine it might be a pretty similar squad to the one we have here that would go to the World Cup. 37 for 3 after 8. Do you envisage many from outside of this squad forcing their way in? I suppose the Nepal Premier League next month will give players opportunities.
We'll have to see how they perform in the Nepal Premier League, because that can be a selection tournament as well.
Was also talk, now this was classic Nepal cricket, probably rumours on social media, but might be able to state his case, put a bit of pressure on Akushal Malla?
Yeah, it all depends, because Bashir Ahmed also bowls left-arm orthodox, bats left-handed.
Wish Bibek Yadav well in his recovery as well. Was in for surgery reasonably recently. I'm not sure he'll be back and fit in time. Somebody like some of the great servants, Binod Bandari or Abhinesh Bahara, they'd have to have a very good Nepal Premier League to force their way back into the mix.
Yeah, there's one guy, Kamal Singh Airi, is also there.
Kamal Singh Airi is a good shout, absolutely. Young Rashid Khan too. Now this goes miles up. It's going to take a lot of catching, this one. It hangs in the night sky for an eternity. But Arif Sheikh, the subfielder, I think he's just come on. He's been on for a ball and he's had to take an absolute hanger that almost went to the moon and back. Lamachani's in the wickets again. It's all going Nepal's way. They're seeking revenge from that defeat 2 years ago in the final and looking very good.
Trying to slog sweep that, Sandeep Lamachani. That was a leg spinner. That is why it got the outside edge, a leading edge. And Arif made it look so simple.
And he had a bit of a turn to the bench and he goes, that's why I'm the subfielder. Get me on, let me make an impact. Bishta's got to go. Looking for the big hits. He's been caught in the deep for 11. Oh man, well, they're in real trouble. 38 for 4. Catch has got a bit carried away and conceded the easiest of misfields to allow Khan to get off the mark.
We don't see that kind of a misfield by Nepali players, Nepali fielders. Arif Sheikh is also a very good fielder.
Nadeem just can't get anything going, can he? 5 off 12. Required run rate, it's heading only one direction. Double figures and north of that.
It's pretty hard for these guys to face Sandeep Lamichhane, a class act. He's coming off with a 5-wicket haul.
His second in his career. Irie again. Oh, he slips and he fumbles. It might have been 6 and 5. Look at the reaction from Asif Sheikh. He thought it was a game on for another one. Let's get a look at this again. Which end was he going to go? He probably could have run out either batter here.
He was again very quick to the ball. Dipender Singh Irie just misses the ball completely.
Great reaction. Great reaction. He's had the most sublime fielding performance throughout the tournament. Everyone's human. Everyone's fallible. A rare mistake. As that one so nearly kisses the off stump. A very sharply spun and flatly...
Batters performing in this tournament
consistently. Vinayak Shukla's had an innings. We've seen Nadeem Khan have an innings. It's kind of been one-off performances rather than really consistent run accumulation, as Gulshan Jha comes in for his first bowl of the night. We might see Rohit Paudel circle right the way through the team here. Everyone could be given a trundle. Kushal Bertel hasn't bowled as much as we thought he would here in this competition.
He might get a ball today. Kushal Bertel, the second best strike rate in T20Is in terms of wickets.
Slight break in play. Umpires just preparing for the drinks break at the end of this over. A couple of signals going on as such. Irie again. Oh, near direct hit. I think he might have been home this time. Again, he's created a chance out of nothing.
These batters still taking runs off Dipender Singh Irie.
Well, it's really just panic, isn't it? It's a case of necessity. They don't want to take on this single. Did go straight away and he's pretty quick. I wonder, would he have been home? Just wonder that side-on replay as to how close it would have been. Would have been very difficult for the umpire to give. A reminder, of course, no decisions at this level on any of the pathway events go up to the third umpire. It's a consistency across all of the events, all of the pathways for the men's and women's World Cups. Would have been really close though, Paresh. Got him. Kisses the top of off and he wheels away in celebration. The promotion up the order for Nadeem Khan. It doesn't work. And maybe he would have been run out from the previous ball. I don't think he quite would have been given. But Gulshan Jha, he has an impact with the ball tonight. Good delivery. Back of a length. Hits the top of off. And now it's 5 down. And Nepal are surely cantering home to what will be a big victory. They'll stay unbeaten unless something changes.
And the ball skidded on and it was a nothing shot by Nadeem Khan. Just tried to flick that ball. Didn't play with a straight bat. It skids through.
Good delivery, isn't it? Very difficult to play that. Jha, he is up and about. Big celebrations for him. And Nepal, they're closing in on celebrating their World Cup qualification with a significant victory against the hosts. We'll find out who will win this game in the next 10 overs. Don't go anywhere too far. Break here in the commentary box. Oman in real trouble. 41 for 5. So 111 more required for Oman. It looks fanciful at this stage because Nepal have possibly put in their best bowling and fielding performance combined in the tournament. I don't think that they know that they're already qualified for the World Cup. that's the information I've been given. I think Stuart Law was wanting to keep his boys very focused and level and wanted to make this a must-win encounter. He'll be desperate to complete the tournament unbeaten. If they do win tonight and they're in a very strong position, they would just need to beat the lowest ranked side in the entire competition of all of the 9 sides that entered it, Samoa, to make it the most perfect of weeks. It would be 6 games, it would be 6 wins, and it would be heading to India and Sri Lanka in some style. But Vinayak Shukla's had a good tournament. He comes to the crease at number 7. Irie Hare's in again. Wild throw. Trying even the most audacious of runouts now. Andrew Leonard here alongside Paresh Lahani. Paresh, last time I'll be with you. You've got to get back home to Nepal tomorrow and you won't be here for the final 2 days. Are you telling me your job is done? You've been here to see Nepal qualify? And that'll do nicely.
That is why I think I was called upon here. Just to get Nepal qualified. And even Oman. Both are without a loss. Today one team will definitely lose a game.
Mix up.
Today one team will definitely lose a game and one will stay lossless. That means winning all the games apart from one remaining the day after.
We've been surprised by how this contest has gone because we feel it's a very good surface. And we felt that 150 might have been a little bit shy of what Nepal could and should have got, particularly after that opening partnership between Bertel and Asif Sheikh. But they've dominated the second innings. Mohamed Nadeem just can't get anything going. 8 off 17. And you do just wonder, was it an inspired piece of coaching? Making sure his team didn't know that this, in essence, this was a game that hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons. The tragedies, the martyrs that were lost, the heroes now on the cricket field paying tribute to them. It's going to be an emotional journey, Paresh, isn't it, to India and to Sri Lanka. There is every chance these young men for Nepal will do something very special there.
They have done something special. First of all, winning the series against West Indies, and secondly, getting qualified for the back-to-back T20 World Cups.
I saw a great post this morning on social media saying that there's only 2 players in this side that aren't Gen Z, if you will, by the definition, 28 or less. That's Karen Casey and Sampal Kami. Everyone else is a product of that generation that demanded change back home, and obviously it happened in a way that nobody would ever want anyone to lose their life. And there's been people made martyrs of. It was a horrendous week or 10 days that nobody will ever forget, but brighter future ahead. And I think this cricket team is going to be a big part of that rebuild of the country. And the story of them journeying to India is about so much more than just cricket.
It is a culture now for Nepal, the cricket game. 11 overs has been bowled. Oman 48 for 5.
It's a beauty to the people of Nepal, the ones that I have met, not just in Nepal but around the world. The diaspora, much like my home country in Ireland, it extends from the west coast of America to the east coast of Japan and New Zealand and Australia. Beautiful people, a kind people. And Gulshan Jah returns and he's heaved away into the leg side, more like it. Mohamed Nadeem, the short cricketing history of Oman. He'll keep fighting. And a bit of icy silence around Nepal's fans as Nadeem gets 6.
Pulled off the front foot, nice connection. Down to deep backward square leg. He's played 21 balls before this and has only 11 runs. That shows how good Nepali bowling attack is today.
Put down, not easy at all from Asif Sheikh, and maybe actually the first error he's really made with the gloves across the entire tournament. I think Nadeem was trying to guide it down to deep third, but the extra bounce from Jah surprised him, and Asif Sheikh was unable to hang on to what was a very tough chance.
Yeah, it flew off the edge of the bat. It's good that he got his gloves to it. Otherwise, the ball was racing towards the boundary. He saved 2 runs for his team. We say that it's a drop chance, but I say he saved the 2 runs.
And I really hope for Oman as well, Paresh, that they have a more successful World Cup with this new crop of players. I think in many ways they'll have more potential. You'd imagine that bowling attack is going to cause plenty of problems whether they're placed in Sri Lanka or India, as it's a well-judged 2 by Mohammad Nadeem. The question will be, where are they going to find the consistency with their batting to win games against higher ranked opposition? We saw them push India ever so brilliantly in the Asia Cup and get within touching distance of the most formidable of cricketing opponents. Where's the consistent run scoring coming from outside of Jatinder Singh? I think Duleep Mendes thinks a lot of Hamid Mirza. I think he's found a very good keeper batter in Vinayak Shukla. But if they've got to chase 160 plus somewhere in Sri Lanka or India, can they do it?
They'll have to practice accordingly, do some match practice scenarios. Jatinder Singh, the captain, Vinayak Shukla, the innings that he played of 44 not out, that was a good innings, almost 200 his strike rate then. And Hamid Mirza, Mohammad Nadeem, the senior most guy in the squad.
Tickled around the corner, but not quite out of the middle of the bat. Salamachani dives to keep it to a single. More like it though from Nadeem. He's just showing some fight. Will actually be given as a leg bye. Initially the scorers agreed with us.
59 for 5 in the 12th over. 8 overs remaining after this. 93 more required. Mohammad Nadeem or Vinayak Shukla, one of these batters, they have to go after the bowling now.
Yeah, 8 overs remain. Oman are left with it all to do, building something.
The batting card of Oman, Jatinder Singh, 14 of 11. The highest score so far for Oman, Mohammad Nadeem, 21 of 26. 11.5 runs per over required by Oman to win this game. It's gonna be Kushal Bhurtel.
Yeah, nice move this, just rolling through his bowling options, road pedal. Starts right on the money. Very different kind of leg spinner to Sandeep Lamachani, but it was Monty Desai who first kind of uncovered Bhurtel's potential as a leg spinner. Bit unorthodox, no doubt about that. By his standards, in terms of his threat and wicket-taking exploits, hasn't had the best tournament with the ball, but he's been brilliant with the bat, and that's probably more important for Nepal of his 2 skills.
Yes, 250s in the tournament so far and won 30-odd runs, 124. He's been amongst the runs. He's the leading run getter in this tournament for Nepal.
Yeah, 2nd overall, just behind Alishan Sharafu, who has really been close to solely responsible for keeping UAE in it. A couple of heartbreaking results today for the East Asia Pacific region. Japan lost a big toss this morning, got a decent total on the board, and then a 5 wides in the final over ended up being critical, as we saw a 5th consecutive thriller go right the way to the final over. That's left Japan, well, meaning that they only have one way still in. They're going to have to beat the UAE and maybe beat them by a margin. As this one thuds into the pad, angling down though. Nadeem getting himself in trouble.
He's quicker through the air, Kushal Bhurtel, not a normal leg spinner like what Sandeep Lamichandani is. He has that googly also. That was an attempted googly, a bit quicker through the air.
I think it was the leg break, to be honest. I think it was close as well. Swept straight to the man who doesn't quite get there. Sompal Kami went for the catch. Don't know if he got his fingers underneath the ball, but it could easily have been the 6th wicket. Instead, Nadeem has a second life.
Excellent effort in the deep by Sompal Kami, diving in front.
Gulshan Jah to bowl his third. Do you think we could see Rohit Powell really ring through all of his options here? Could we, in theory, see 10 bowlers? Remember, there's no Jora tonight. Everyone else bowls.
We haven't seen Mohammad Adil Alam yet coming to bowl. He took 4 wickets in the second game against West Indies.
No Rohit Powell either. And who's the other one? Who else hasn't bowled?
Lokesh Bam bowled some off spinners.
Well, he's not going to bowl. Good call. Sliced away, very fine and fine enough to get to the rope. Shukla's been a bit becalmed to start his innings, but he finds a first boundary with a little bit of fortune as Jah misses the Yorker and is sliced away for 4.
Attempted Yorker by Gulshan Jah ends up with a full toss, edged away by the batsman Vinayak Shukla. They need plenty of those, Oman, to get closer to the target. Already just having a chat with Gulshan Jah.
Nice to see Gulshan Jah back bowling. That'll be one of the big boosts and big stories for Stuart Law from this tournament. Told me at the start of the event that he really wasn't far away. Then we saw him bowl after the conclusion of that first game, the comfortable win over Kuwait. And you think of his prowess with his batting, which is probably his more primary trait in recent times. You stick into the fact that he's the rarest of things for Nepal. He's up over 6 foot tall, has a yard of pace. Ian Bishop was very favourable about Jah's bowling back in 2023 in the qualifier. Good to see him back. Barely bowled at all down in the top end T20. Didn't bowl in the Unity Cup, but he's been a big part of things, particularly that spell against Japan. Helped into the leg side, goes a long way up. Can Powell go back? Yes, he can. Inches, only inches inside the rope, and he says, yes, umpire, that one's out. The captain will take the catch. Mohammad Nadeem, well, he fought as ably as he could, but thanks to a very well judged catch right on the rope, just inches inside the rope, it will be the 6th wicket to fall.
A very well judged catch by the captain, Rohit Paudel. Went under the ball, stable himself, inches inside the rope. Look at him, look at his feet and the rope, and just signals soft corner from his fingers to the umpire. That's out.
Well, he can do it all, can't see the captain of Nepal. A very well judged catch. Credit to Nadeem. He's been the top scorer, but we'll get 25 and no more. Oman, and they slide further. 70 for 6. Just going back to that topic about the 3 qualifying sides' chances. We don't know the 3rd qualifying side yet, but we do know the equation's simple for the UAE. Win tomorrow and that's it. The last 3 games will matter not in terms of the qualification spots. They'll matter for the rankings and the silverware. But you would imagine that of the 3 sides, if the UAE take that 3rd spot, all 3 of these sides will go to the World Cup with realistic ambitions, firstly of winning games, which Nepal failed to do last time around, which Oman failed to do last time around. Both came very close. Nepal lost a game by a run and Oman couldn't have got any closer. They tied a game against Namibia before losing the super over. Oh, it's another. Ramanandi is gone first ball. Gulshan Jah on a hat-trick, and this game, it could end in a hurry.
It was again the back of the length by Gulshan Jha. Tried to pull that Ramanandi, got the inside edge and rattled the stumps. 2 wickets in 2 balls. Gulshan Jha 3 for 20 in his third. Oman in trouble, 70 for 7.
And if it could, this media centre might just be jumping up and down alongside those Nepal fans who are loving every second. Well, we've already seen 2 hat-tricks in this tournament. We saw the most recent one in the last game. Can we make it a third? It was a first ever hat-trick in T20I cricket for Mohammad Farooq of the United Arab Emirates. And of course, earlier in the tournament, we saw Owais Ahmed for Qatar take his and his nation's first ever T20I hat-trick. Here's another look. Ambitious stroke from the first delivery, swinging heavily across the line, going deep in the crease, off the under edge, and it goes straight into leg stump. Are we going to see 3 hat-tricks, Paresh?
For that, Gulshan Jha has to be very accurate, ball stump to stump. You miss, I hit kind of delivery.
Just the one in history for Nepal. That was the great Karen KC against Papua New Guinea back in 2022. Can Gulshan Jha add his name to that list and make it the 78th in men's T20I history? Got to bring another catcher in. So we've got a slip, a backward point that's almost more of a gully. Irie can't be more than 15 yards from the bat at extra cover. And the vice-captain's imploring Sampal Kami to get closer at mid-wicket. Here we go, hat-trick ball. Not to be tonight for Gulshan Jha. It's 70 for 7. Here's the batting card. Double figures for just 4 of the batters tonight. Mohammad Nadeem, the top scorer, but really once Jatinder Singh fell, you just sensed that, well, it was going to be a tall task for Oman to hunt this down. They've not been in prolific form with the bat. That will be something that Dalit Mendes will be desperate to put right over the coming 4 or 5 months. I think secretly he'll be hoping for a draw in Sri Lanka. Should find that out in the coming weeks from the ICC. As this one goes up and away, it's a big hit. Shukla has power to burn, and he got that right into his hitting arc. Probably was a slog sweep he was looking for over long on, but it skewed a bit and went many a mile over long off.
Yeah, it was flat batted by Vinayak Shukla, trying to hit it across the line, but hit it straight.
Back live with you now, and goes to the googly down the leg side. Will be a wide. I think the reason that that's gone over long off, I think it was the leg break from Sandeep Lamachani. Just those revs on the ball and being a little bit late on the shots have skewed it down the ground. Not exactly where he wanted, but he's got so much power, Shukla, that it flew many a mile. Seen a few big sixes tonight, none bigger than that Gulshan Jha hit. As Lamachani's right on the money. His return to form after obviously not playing the Unity Cup been a big boost too for Stuart Law.
It has been, and not only for Stuart Law, for the team, for the national side, and for the cricketing fans back home around the world.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of a case as well, as Irie feels outstandingly again, even though they get home for the single. Might be a case that Lamachani would love a draw in India, and maybe he feels as though there's a bit of unfinished business in terms of his IPL career there. He'd love to get back to that level. Who wouldn't? If he has a good tournament, who knows? Maybe he'll be signed by one of those 10 franchise sides again. Yeah, Shukla alongside Singh probably being the rare high point for Oman's batting. How's that one missed? Somehow evades the off stump. Scores of 51 not out in the warm-up against Kuwait, the official T20I 2-match series they played, then 48 against Papua New Guinea, 30 not out against Qatar. That was such an important innings. They desperately needed that, and then he was also not out at the end against UAE. He's got to 17 tonight. Probably won't be enough to take the win, but at least someone showing some form with the bat for Oman.
Vinayak Shukla And it was about Jatinder Singh. He was very tender, not 100% fit, opening the batting.
Well, what a stop again. It's that man once more. Dipendra Singh Airi. 3 more runs saved. Be a single to close out the 15th. 79 for 7. Gulshan Jah will search for a 4th wicket. Wasn't a hat-trick a little while ago. Pitch is outside leg, a long way outside leg, so that can't be given out. Nepal's best performance of the tournament, this one, Paresh, despite the wobble with the bats in the first innings.
And they had a good start. The power play belonged to Nepal, but after that, Mohammad Nadeem coming to bowl, and then 4 wickets
Nadeem Khan.
for Nadeem Khan.
Yeah, bowled brilliantly.
That turned the game around. But at the end, Gulshan Jah, like always, back-to-back sixes, getting the momentum into the team. Good bowling, slower ball into the wicket. And even when Nepal came to book in the second innings, a good opening spell by Sompal Kami and Nandan Yadav. And then Gulshan Jah 3 for 20 in his 4th. Sandeep Lami Chani taking a wicket also. A brilliant run out again by Dipendra Singh Airi.
And the value of those run-outs, the 5 direct hit run-outs in those 5 matches. This is driven very elegantly by Sufyan Mahmood, who we haven't even mentioned yet, gets to the crease. Such a fine batter, isn't he? And a handy asset to come all the way down at number 9. That was, well, one of the shots of the day for me.
Yes, played it on the up. Hit it straight. The umpire had to take evasive action there.
He's probably a bit low in the order for my liking, Sufyan Mahmood. I think he was initially listed at number 7. Surely he's a better batter than Jitin Kumar Ramanandi, you would imagine. There's a bit of niggle, remember, because it was the send-off from Sufyan Mahmood to Gulshan Jah that caused all the controversy. And again, I just wonder if somebody had a word here with Mahmood after that boundary. Bit of spice out there, despite Nepal coasting. I think Jah would love the wicket. He desperately wants the wicket of Sufyan Mahmood.
No, actually, I think Asif Sheikh there is trying to do something.
Well, I suppose standing up for his teammates. It was pretty clear. We don't have the benefit of the stump mics, or really we're up in a soundproof commentary box because of the noise of the fans. So we've no idea what was said, but it was clear from what the umpire's actions were that Sufyan Mahmood had possibly gone past the line. He was given a long talking to by the 2 standing umpires. So Jah wants a bit of revenge. Not going to get it in this spell as Mahmood gets a single to get down the non-striker's end. You pleased with where Nepal have taken their levels to tonight, Paresh? Has this been their best performance? You suspect so?
Yeah, this has been Nepal's best performance in this tournament. Started off well with the bat. Had a bit of a niggle in the middle overs. Kushal Bhurtel playing a very good knock of 60 odd runs. Gulshan Jah again back-to-back sixes. The second 6 was the biggest one.
Yeah, they were crucial. Slower ball pumped down the ground. That's going to go for 6. Nearly comes up into our commentary box. I was about to dive for cover and guard you, Paresh, but I've got you, buddy. Don't worry. It's a big hit to round out Jah's spell. He'll finish with 3 for 31. Oh man, 90 for 7. Oh, the perfect straight 6, wasn't it? What a hit. Here we go, have a look. Look at how close this got up to the commentary box. We are just there. Now look at Paresh, he was about to duck for cover. It's okay, buddy. No harm done.
I think these glasses are very protective glasses.
I think they are the smash proof or the shatter proof ones, no doubt. They look like they're very well insulated up here. It's been such an addition to this ground. When I first came here 7-8 years ago, we didn't have the benefit of this media centre. We used to actually, if you just look at the left of your screen there, that little canopy, we used to get roped off towards the end there and have to commentate from the end of the balcony there, whilst the rest of the balcony was PMOAs, so that's where the players have their food. Certainly an upgrade. This building came in place for the T20 World Cup. It was about 4,000 seats that surrounded the ground. And there we are. Come on, Paresh. Everyone's been watching. Stand up and give them a wave. There we are, Paresh, here last night. Lovely to be with you. I don't know who's in the background. Someone's getting in the way. Don't know who that is back there. But guys, it's been great to have you. And we've loved every second. Namaste to everyone right the way around the world. I want to thank you so much. And also the cameraman up on top. Is that Innocent up there? Might be Innocent up above us. Done a brilliant job. All the crew, David and Innocent and everyone. Our thanks to them for bringing these pictures around the world. Nandan Yadav comes into the attack. He'll bowl his final two here, you'd imagine. What is it that Stuart Law would be frustrated with from this campaign? Is it the return of the cardiac kids, bringing that drama, that manic, that chaos nature to their cricket?
He shouldn't be frustrated because the team won in a close game. Qualified for the T20 World Cup next year.
I think there will be. He's quite a perfectionist, Stuart Law. He's obviously got that elite Australian winning mentality. I think that's why he's been such a good fit to take over from Monty Desai, who's obviously still much missed and stays very much in contact with the team. We've seen him sending plenty of messages throughout this competition. I think they've played poorly in phases. I think their batting has not had the consistency or the run accumulation that it maybe should have. They've clearly got a problem in the middle order in terms of not necessarily knowing where Kushal Malla and Sundeep Jora fit in alongside Irie and Ja. Most of the consistencies come as Powdell nearly creates a run out at the non-strikers end. Most of the consistencies come at the top, hasn't it, from Bertel and Sheikh. But I think their fielding in particular has been the best I've ever seen across a whole tournament. The bowling most of the time has been good enough, although they've had 2 or 3 lulls, particularly against Qatar and against the UAE and Japan, in fact, actually. So there are improvements, significant improvements that can be made, but the fact that we're maybe critiquing them, Paresh, and they may go 6 games unbeaten speaks volumes about the expectations now for Nepal.
Yes, that is very true, Lenny. They have been a much better today. Before the other matches, talking about Japan, they were 97 for 1 in the 13th over, I guess.
I think it was even the 12th, yeah. They were cruising. Should have got 160, 165, 170.
And the game against Qatar?
Well, I still don't know how Nepal won that. The game was over. It was the if we had the WinViz, the prediction calculator, it would have been 98% Qatar. They needed less than a run a ball with 9 wickets in hand.
Yes.
An extraordinary, a staggering comeback. But I suppose that's a great sign, isn't it? That's a sign that the team has gears and levels it can go to. In the conditions, let's say they get placed in India, could Nepal challenge big name test nations in their group?
They might get that challenge. They have challenged South Africa in the last T20 World Cup, losing the game by 1 run. It was Gulshan Jah who was at the crease.
I suppose that particular surface in St. Vincent really played to the strength of Nepal's spinners, didn't it? Bertel was the hero with 4 wickets. Lamachani was close to unplayable, very economical. Dipender Singh Irie was very good that evening too. I think the addition of Nandan Yadav, remember he wasn't in that T20 World Cup squad back in 2024, and this is meant as no disrespect to Karen KC, who's a legend. But Yadav, that extra yard of pace is a real boost, a real addition, as there's smiles all around for Nepal in the field. It's 94 for 7. Not going to see the 9 bowlers that we speculated we could have. We have seen 7 though, and Powdell is being pretty ruthless. He's wheeling through his best options. probably the surprise, just the one over for Dipender Singh Airi. He's often underused, isn't he, with his bowling?
No, actually today it was not necessary to bowl him because the wickets were coming in regular intervals. Just a solitary over for Dipender Singh, and he has done his job with a run out.
Does it again and again. The impact he's had in the field. This one's picked up a long way. Oh, that's an almighty strike. As Vinayak Shukla, well, just giving Oman something to cheer here right at the death. The 100 comes up in the 18th over. Is it going to be too little too late, or are we going to see another extraordinary fight back?
Is it not over yet for Oman? They can still get these runs if they hit sixes like this.
They're going to need plenty more of them. 52 off 17 is the equation. I would have been tempted to go with Irie from this over, just really ruthlessly close it out. The runs that have tended to come have been to pace on this evening. Maybe Powell just underusing his spinners a tiny bit. Cammy will go round the wicket now. What can Shukla do? Can he give us a late rattle here? Can he get Oman into some kind of a position? Singles aren't going to help. It's been a case throughout the evening, hasn't it? Any set batter hasn't really got the support they've needed. Bertel didn't get it in the first innings, and now Shukla's failing to find a willing ally at the other end from anyone.
Yet another good knock by Shukla, 31 of 17, 32 of 18. Shafian Mahmood, 8 of 12. This is Sompal Kami's last over. He's bowled pretty well with the new ball.
Flicked away for a single. Yeah, you'd like to see Shukla just really go hell for leather at these three balls. It's 50 to win off 15. It's not impossible, but to give it a rattle, you've almost got to go bang, bang, bang here. This over. 3 boundaries, 6-4-6 or something like that. Just to throw the cat amongst the pigeons. Just to remind us that a T20 is never done.
Not done until the last ball or the last run he scored.
Tries to go downtown, doesn't get it, and it's going to be the end of Shukla. Gulshan Jah will take the catch, and now Sompal Kami's got the push-up celebration out. He's running through the routine of them. You cannot blame Vinayak Shukla. He played ever so well. Really the lone stand with the bat alongside Mohammad Nadeem for Oman. He's now got to go, and Nepal 2 good balls away from staying perfect and celebrating that World Cup qualification in real style.
And coming around the wicket, angling the ball away from the right-hander. Easy catch to Gulshan Jah. Look at him celebrate, and push-ups comes out from Sompal Kami. After a good cameo, Shukla has to depart for 30 of 19. Oman 102 for 8.
Shakil Ahmed. So the crease, he's in at number 10. Sompal Kami has a second. And he'd love a third next to his name, and a fourth if he could. Be a dot ball from Kami. Paresh, Oman just blown away in the second innings here. They kind of did their job in the first.
Yeah, they did it after a good opening stand by Nepal, taking 4 quick wickets in succession. And coming to bat, chasing 152. Jatinder Singh had a niggle. He was not running well. He was just jogging around. Hit 2 sixes though.
Heaved away and a diving stop attempted but not affected. It'll be a boundary to silence the Nepal fans who are reaching fever pitch. 18 bowled, 106 for 8. Not the greatest night for Lakesh Bam, Paresh. It's been a tricky entrance into the competition for him.
Batting at number 9, being an opening batsman, it's very tricky for a opening batsman to come at number 9.
Just want to give you that confirmation again. Oman and Nepal have qualified for the T20 World Cup. Whatever happens across the course of these last 12 deliveries, you have to say they both deserve it. They've both been unbeaten. It looks like Nepal will be the ones who will ascend to the top of the table, and with just Samoa left to play, you'd imagine on the final day, they'll have a day off tomorrow, that they'll seal the silverware. Sufyan Mahmood on strike, 12 balls left. Hit straight towards a deep mid-wicket and taken. Kushal Bertel with his trademark kiss of the ball. Nandan Yadav's got 2 for. It's all going Nepal's way, and they've been exceptional this evening. They're going to round out their qualification and celebrate it in real style.
Nepal has shown the dominance of cricket, the way they've played. Not to the 100% mark in the earlier matches, but today they've come out and showed that they are well-deserved qualifiers for the World Cup. And even Oman, they played very good cricket throughout. Shakil Ahmed has to depart for 9 of 14. Oh, excuse me, it's Mahmood who has to depart, 9 of 14. 9 wicket down for Oman.
Yeah, you can't blame Sufyan Mahmood. He's just trying to wield the willow. But for Oman, it's been a procession of batters to and from the crease again and again. Nobody has really found a way to find some kind of threat or counteract the threat of Nepal's exceptional fielding and bowling performance, and they're going to come up well short. Nepal rounding out to a glorious evening in real style. There'll be emotion across the nation, but happy feelings, happy thoughts, and moments that the country will celebrate in unison, all together in unity. And wouldn't they like to bowl Oman out to finish it off, Paresh?
Shah Faisal, the last batter for Oman, coming in at number 11. The required rate, it's almost 28. Now, I think it's all done and dusted for Oman.
Well, the required run rate at 27.6 would indicate that, Paresh. I fully agree. Nepal have been good value for their victory. They've outplayed the hosts, who've had an excellent tournament. They've really impressed me in the field and with the ball, but they just have a few questions with the bat to answer. And however these final few balls go, Nepal will deserve this victory. You'd imagine they'll be very confident against Samoa, and it would be just a case of job done, and off they go to India and Sri Lanka.
The credit goes to the head coach Stuart Law, all the support staff and the players. The way they've united themselves from the start, from the Unity Cup, beating West Indies 2-1 in the bilateral series.
Sandeep Lamachani just comes up into the ring, or wants to, but in fact he'll be sent back. So deep fine leg, deep backward square and deep mid wicket all still stay out. For Oman, their improvements in the field, very notable. Their bowling attack looks very good. Duleep Mendes will be just looking to find a way with the batting ahead of that World Cup.
Yeah, it's all about Oman's batting, which is seems to be a problem at the moment. No consistency apart from Jatinder Singh. And Vinayak Shukla, who's played a good knocks.
Yeah, Shukla's had a good tournament, isn't he? I think on the whole, on the balance for Oman, it's been a very good tournament. They've probably just been a bit outskilled this evening. Maybe it ended up being a reasonably good toss to win. And deciding to bat first. Good pace on offer from Yadav. For Nepal, what will this mean to them, Paresh? The absolute world, I'd imagine.
Yeah, getting qualified for the T20 World Cup back-to-back. It's a very, very big achievement, not only for the players, for the nation. Where we were going out of sorts, a very big problem it was happening in the last month or so. Getting united, sports is the only one thing that unites everyone.
Yeah, isn't it just? And that's the power of sport, the beauty of sport. in our great game crickets. As Yadav finishes with a slower ball. Brilliant bowling. It's another dot. 19 bowled. 107 for 9. Basically impossible to match or equal, and he will surely be the one who'll round things out. A fever pitch has been reached around the ground as this one's clubbed away into the offside. Good diving stop will keep it to a single.
Ari onto his second over. It's bowled well, just a single run given away in the first spell.
Inside edge, that could have gone anywhere. Mala will chase after it. Shakil Ahmed fancies a second, does just enough to get back. Really good evening. It's been a celebratory evening. It's been one that Nepal's fans have shared with the Oman fans here. We've had a fever pitch, probably 500 or 600 in and around the ground. And Paresh, with it being your last night, I want to thank you for all of your thoughts. It's been great to be with you. Zairi is helped away over the offside. Won't quite get to the boundary as Bertel does the fielding. Been great to have you with me. Want to wish you a safe journey back home tomorrow. And it's always good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, Leonard. Likewise.
There is the Oman flag flying high still. Okay, Paresh, I'm going to leave the last ball for you. I think we'll see if Dipender Singh Airi can find the wicket off the penultimate. And I better get down pitch side. It will be in your hands, my friend. I will see you again, hopefully next month in Kathmandu. Let's see what happens. Oman, well, coming up short. Nepal, they're off to the World Cup. They'll be there with Oman, and they should be top of the table, the men from the Himalayas.
Just a ball remaining now for Nepal to register yet another victory in the Super Sixes in this tournament. Full toss, heaved away on the leg side. There is a protection. Rohit Paudel, the captain, doing the... And now they realize that they have qualified for the World Cup, but they had qualified for the World Cup before the game started today. Both Oman and Nepal qualifies for the T20 World Cup next year in India and Sri Lanka. Nepal winning the game by 38 runs, a big margin. Nepal is going to lead the table right on the top. Oman is going to go in the second position, whereas UAE are in the third with 4 points. Handshakes all around, good sportsmanship spirit shown by all the players. A dominating victory for Nepal. Very well led by the captain Rohit Paudel. He marshalled his troops very well throughout the number of games that they've played in this tournament. And Oman as well qualified for the World Cup next year. They still have a game to play, Oman. And Nepal, they have last game on the 17th at night, playing against Samoa. And you can look at the top tier, the Omani flag waving around. They are also pleased that Oman has qualified for the World Cup.